guys, welcome back to Strong Successful Male. So for today, going to go over an email that was sent from a subscriber, and this is a guy who's in his 30s, and he shares his story about how he definitely screwed things up in his younger years, how in his late teens and 20s, the college years and all, pretty much put all his time, energy, and not to mention money into chasing after girls, partying, and hooking up. And to no surprise, that caused him all sorts of problems, money problems, it caused him drinking problems, bad grades, eventually getting dropped out of school, got nowhere. Meanwhile, other guys obviously were working on their purpose and they were doing well. And now he's in his 30s, he's learned the hard way, and now he's rebuilding his life, getting a second chance with a clean slate. And so he's here sharing his email and his story as a warning to young guys about that. And you're going to see, guys, an interesting little conclusion to this, what's going on now that he's focusing on his purpose, how women are responding to him now. So it's a good thing to listen to, just a refresh for many of you guys, and why I tell you young guys so much, focus on your purpose, focus on your goals, saving money, doing well in school, or whatever, what do you want to call us? Working for a certification in something, maybe you're at a trade school, whatever it is, to get something, a good job, that you can make good money, all the things I tell you about bettering yourselves, and essentially not making women and hooking up and dating your purpose, making all your ambitions and your goals your purpose, and women dead last. How important that is, especially at a crucial time in your late teens and 20s, where that time period, what you do, will pretty much set the course to how the rest of your life goes. So getting into it, he says, I hope you get to this one, but it's an awfully general topic. In my 20s, I want to make up for lost time in high school. I had a very unstable upbringing. He says, in parentheses, he was an army brat, where I moved every 2 years or so. As a result, I had a friendless background and barely ended up graduating high school. I took a year off. I took a year of community college to even get admitted to university, but I achieved it. So in other words, now you can see where this is going. Growing up, he was an army brat, so he was constantly being moved around. You know, my sister, her husband's in the Navy, so my sister has lived in lots of places in the United States, and their son, he has gotten used to this, but things are getting better now, so I get it. And now he wants to make up for lost time. Now listen to this. He says, when I arrived at the university, I wanted the quote-unquote college experience that all the movies seem to promise me. I wanted to be very popular with women and have an active you-know-what life. And it became the only thing I cared about. I joined a fraternity and partied far too often. My grades hit absolute rock bottom. I developed a drinking problem, and I ended up dropping out of college. I've been struggling to make ends meet ever since. See, there you go. Right then and there. In college, where he's supposed to be working on his grades, figuring out what he wants to major in, what he wants to do in life. Because a lot of these classes you take, you got to take requirements. You know, a lot of the liberal arts things and stuff like that, you got to do those. But also, you kind of get an idea of what you want to do. And it's also usually good to take internships and stuff like that if you can in college when you're on your course. And to get where you want to be. Not spending 4 or 5 years, because people tend to do college 5 or 6 years nowadays, because that's America for you in 2021. And spend all his money on it, by the way, to pretty much an endless long party. And what did I get this guy? A drinking problem, bad grades, dropping out of school, and Lord knows what he has if he's carrying around anything down south there. And no money, right? Does that sound like a very good idea, guys? But a lot of guys think this. No, it's a very bad idea. Purpose. At that time period, the trade school that you're in, or whatever certification you're going for, or school getting good grades, that's your purpose, to get you on a path. Girls and hooking up and all that can come later. Okay, I'm not saying you can't do it on occasion during these things, but primarily, your top goal is making something of yourself. This guy, his goal was chasing women. And where did he get him? Broke, drinking problem, no doubt overweight, all these other things. I'm not talking out of my ass when I tell you guys these things about where you ought to go. This is the perspective of a guy in his early 40s who's been there. He says, up until I stopped dating about 4 years ago, though I was still addicted to dating. I would usually have at least 2 dates a week. A few times I actually had 2 days in a row. I did have a respectable amount of one-night stands, but I very rarely ever got second dates. And I've had less than 5 relationships that I call long-term. I was spending so much time trying to woo women, I forwent almost all my hobbies and pastimes as a result. The only things in my life were a job that I hated, my money problems, and my endless amount of first dates. Dude, yeah, guys, do you know how much money this guy spent? on his constant first dates, for his this appetite he had for hooking up and getting girls to like him and all that. You know how much money he could have saved on all this? Holy shit. And if he actually did put half the effort in college, he would have graduated, obviously would have a better job and more money and all that. But he's made this his purpose, and look where it's left him. Very unhappy, broke, all that. But our brother here finally learns. He says, finally, 4 years ago, I had a few too many bad dates in a short period of time, and I rage quit. I haven't actually pursued women since, and have been clearing up my act financially. Moved in with my father when I lost my job during COVID, and have never been happier. All this alone time and time with friends has helped me realize what my passions are in life. I plan on finishing my last year of college soon. Awesome. It took to this point in his 30s to figure this out, but okay. And if it means that he had to move him back in with his dad so he can save money and get himself on the right path, okay, it is what it is, okay? Sure, it's not ideal moving back with your family, but if it took this is going to help him get there, okay. But yeah, right here, he said he's not back to hanging out with his friends. He's getting his act together financially. I'd recommend to this guy, like you said, he's finishing college soon, finishing up his degree. Good. Do that. That's your purpose. The girls aren't your purpose. Finish your school. And when you can, if you're obviously finishing your school, maybe you're also working part-time, live as cheap as you can. Pretty much eat most meals indoors. Learn to cook things so you can save money there. Look at your budget, whatever your costs are, even if they're not a whole lot because you're living with your old man. You know, save every penny, okay? Be an Uber driver on the weekend. I don't care what you got to do. Save that money. Get a good emergency fund. Invest that money. And then when you're out of school, you finally get your college degree, look around for the best possible job you can get. If you can only get a certain job that you're not getting paid as much as you want, okay, you take that job so you get your foot in the door, do good at that, see if there's opportunities for promotion, and if not, that job could be a stepping stone to a better job, maybe after a year of experience or 2 years, whatever happens to be. That's your purpose. Okay, always trying to better yourself. Okay, there's always a new mountain to climb. Okay, and by the way, you do this because this dude obviously likes women and loves attention and hooking up. Guess what? When you stop making them your purpose and you're actually getting your life together, because that's what men do, we have our lives together and we're going to improve ourselves, eventually they're going to notice and they're going to chase you instead of the other way around. But this guy obviously has to be very careful because this guy's like addicted to attention from women and addicted to hooking up and all that. And obviously because he didn't have this stuff when he was younger. He goes on. He says, now listen to this guy. He says, women these days are far more drawn to me than they ever have been before. Well, no shit. Because you're not hungry. You're not chasing after him like this horny teenager. Okay, and you're acting like a man with goals and ambitions, not just some guy just bouncing around from first dates and one-night stands with no goals, no aspirations, nothing. You're actually being a man, so good job. He says, I gained quite a bit of weight some time ago that I'm trying to lose, and I still get hit on far more than I did as a thin freshman in college. However, I'm scared to actually start looking again. Well, dude, you're going to have to get that under control. That's for sure. And again, you may have gained a bunch of weight thanks to all your partying and drinking and all that stuff, because it's going to catch up with you. You know, when you're 21 years old, when I was 21, I'd go out and I'd be out drinking and doing all that stupid crap. And at the bars at like 1 o'clock in the morning, eating like potato skins and nachos and just pure garbage. Go home, get home at 3 o'clock in the morning, because the bars close at 2 o'clock in the morning in Pennsylvania compared to 1 a.m. in a lot of places throughout the country. And I go home and you drink and you're hungry again. I eat more junk food at 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning. This is when I was 21 in the summertime. And I never gained an ounce. A few years later, boom, it all changed. So it caught up with this guy. So yeah, because even though he's gained weight, because he's not hungry and he's actually going for things, he's getting female attention. But he's worried. He's worried if he's going to fall back to his bad ways. He says, what exactly about an army brat upbringing caused me to go this so hog wild with dating? It's like I couldn't control myself and I got addicted to the dopamine rush of approval and sex like it was drugs. I may pursue therapy on this as it's far beyond normal. Thank you for listening. I look forward to your response. Well, dude, I might be able to save you some money and time from a therapist by telling you, The reason that you got hooked on all this is because obviously growing up, you didn't have this. You were hopping around so much from different schools because your dad was in the Army that you weren't around long enough to make any lasting friendships. And you were probably unhappy. So because you were unhappy, you weren't getting a lot of attention from women because they like guys that seem happy and comfortable and relaxed. So when you finally got to be in a stable environment at that university for a period of time that was going to be stable, you went nuts. You were making up for lost time. And that attention from girls, it was like a drug, like you said, that dopamine rush. So when you really understand that's where it came from, that's when you can pretty much conquer this. But so I'll save you some money with a therapist. But if you feel like you still need some professional help, go there. I'm not a professional by any means. Let me a little disclaimer there. But my response to how you should handle things now is just keep doing what you're doing. Finish up the college degree, get that diploma, get a job that diploma will help you get, the best one you can get, the best deal you can get in terms of salary and benefits and all that, and kick ass at it. Do a great job at it. And if it's not where you want to be, understand at least you got that job. Stay living with your dad for a little bit longer if you can, and do some nice things for him because he's letting you live with him, and save your money. Okay, you get that job, save more money. I can't stress that enough. You should be, when you get that degree, okay, fine, you got that. Now you work that full-time job you get, and if you got free time on the weekends, at least take one day and be an Uber driver or get some way to make additional income. Save your money. Don't piss it away on girls and first dates and that bullshit. That got you into trouble to begin with. Save your money. Invest it. Get an emergency fund, then invest money. Build wealth. Okay, I'm not a financial advisor. I'll make that clear. If you want professional financial advice, go to a certified financial planner or somebody like that. I'm just giving you some tips of what I would do, making that clear. And go from there. And then find ways to get a promotion in that company or job you're doing it. If there's no way to get a promotion, get some experience, then find another job in a year or two later that you can get something better. Look for promotion at that job. You can't do that, move on to another company. Do what's best for you. Okay, and in that time period, you're saving money, you're building wealth. I want you to join a gym so you can start getting exercise and losing that weight. Eat better, eat healthy, you'll lose that weight because you're going to have medical costs in the future if you spend your life being overweight. That'll come back to haunt you. And just do stuff like that. And when you're ready and you think you can control yourself, then you can start doing some dating again. But try to keep it in check. Your purpose back in the day should have been school and saving money and getting experience and all that, not girls. But notice you made girls your purpose and look where you ended up. Now you're on your grind and you're doing well for yourself and you made your goals your purpose, and now the girls are paying more attention to you than they did back in college, right? But also you're in your 30s now, and be aware that a lot of women are now ready to settle. So they're going to latch on to a guy that they hope they can put a ring on their finger and walk them down, not walk them down the aisle, but meet them at the end of the aisle. So just be aware of that, okay? Your purpose, okay? You blew it in your 20s on the purpose, chasing after the girls. Well, now you got your second shot, okay? Don't screw it up, bro. I have faith in you. You can do it. So let this be a lesson to all you guys watching this right now to make your time in your teens and your late teens, your college, your 20s, your purpose. Making something of yourself, your goals and all that. Can you have a little fun on the side? Of course. You're in college. You're not in school to be a monk, or to be a priest or something like that. You can have a little fun, but absolutely, your goals and ambitions, that's your top priority. Doing well in school, getting that internship, working in the summertime, saving your money. I can't stress that enough, okay? And let it build, let it grow, whatever your comfort level is in terms of investments. You'll be so much happier as time goes on, and learning new skills and keeping yourself in shape. And then down the road, when you're ready, then you can have a little fun with the girls. But keep that in check. Your goals are always your top priority. You do not want to end up like this guy. But at least this guy took him to his 30s, but he's realizing, okay, I got to get my shit together, and it sounds like he is, which is awesome. So, all right, guys, that's it for today. Be sure to comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. Any of you guys that did something similar when you were younger, in your teens and 20s, you blew it, but you made your comeback later on in life, 30s, 40s, whatever it was, let's hear about it in the comment section. It will help different guys out that are, made the same mistakes and they're on their purpose. Okay, we all make mistakes, but there's always an opportunity to improve them. But us guys, we got to do that ourselves. You can't have anybody else expect to swoop in and save you. Iron Man ain't going to fly in here and save you. The government's not going to save you. Politicians aren't going to save you. You got to save yourself. So, and be sure to like the video, share with your friends, and subscribe. And I'll catch you next time.